Mrs. Botsford, Mrs. Perry, Mr. Cookson, members of the Board of Education, members of the administration, parents, relatives, and friends. On behalf of Mrs. Sarazin, Mr. Orifice, the faculty and staff, I welcome you to the annual commencement, the graduation of Pomperaug Regional High School, class of 2017. At this time, we ask that all in attendance please rise as Ritika Baja and Drew Englander, our Student Council co-presidents, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah.
Thank you, Ritika and Drew. At this time, we ask that you please remain standing and welcome seniors Jamie Leo, Rebecca Kennedy, and Daniel Combation. They will make their way to the front of the stage where our microphones are located. They will honor America with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Rebecca. And thank you, Daniel, for that beautiful rendition of our national anthem. At this time, I invite you all to please sit. Once again, Superintendent Botsford, Madam Chair Perry, Mr. Cookson, members of the board, faculty, administration, parents, family, friends, and most importantly, class of 2017, we welcome you to commencement. It is indeed an honor for me to share the celebration of this accomplishment with you, as it has been my honor and privilege to serve as your principal for the past 3 years. Over those years, I have had the opportunity to speak with you about concepts such as ownership, perseverance, respect, acceptance, and pushing the limits of your ability. Our dedicated faculty have strived to develop your skills as innovative, critical thinking problem solvers who can meet any challenge and overcome any adversity. As we gather this evening in a celebratory ceremony to honor the work you have done, I would like to take this moment to impart upon you your final lesson and assignment. More than perhaps any other class, you, the class of 2017, have stood up to challenge the status quo of already our high expectations at PHS. Academically, this class has exceeded performance of most classes that have come before you. You have also excelled in extracurricular, athletics, and arts competitions. This class has also taken great initiative to challenge the stereotypical culture that exists in most high schools. Through these efforts, you have experienced the value of affecting change. And now, your final assignment imparted upon you is to continue making our school, our community, our state, country, and the world a better place. That may seem like a daunting task. However, I offer you this advice to guide your future. Tonight, we have more than 300 graduates graduating from Pomperaug High School. That great resource of verifiable fact, Google, identifies that the average person will meet upwards of 10,000 people in their lifetime. If each of you changed the lives of just 20 people, and each of those changed the lives of another 20, each of those another 20, and so on. In just 3 generations, you will have changed the lives of over 3.2 million people, which is the population of the United States. Take that out 2 more generations, and in just 5 generations, you will have impacted more than 7.2 billion lives, which is greater than the current population of our world. If you think it is hard to change the lives of 20 people, you are wrong. Each of our teachers have more than 20 students in their classrooms every period. Each of our parents have more than 20 family, friends, colleagues, and mentors who have shaped their lives and whose lives they have shaped in return. And each of you, students sitting here tonight, I am sure, have more than 20 friends on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat. Your access to people is there, but the manner in which you affect change is what will make the difference. I encourage you to start with the little things. My father was a Navy man. Part of his routine in the service was to wake up every day and complete the task of making his bed. In the service, a properly made bed consisted of straight lines on sheets, tightly squared corners, a pillow centered at the top of the bed, and an extra blanket laid neatly at the foot of his bed. To this day, my father still adheres to this early morning ritual, not because of habit, but because of the symbolism. You see, properly making his bed to pass inspection meant that my father successfully completed his first task of the day, which set him in a positive mindset to achieve the next task. If for some reason he had a miserable day, at least he would return home to a neatly made bed, reminding him of the little accomplishments he had achieved that day and to focus on the successes tomorrow will bring. Making your bed reminds you of the little things and that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. So if you want to change the world, class of 2017, start with making your bed. You are only moments away from graduating, moments away from starting your life, moments away from starting to change the world for the better. It will not be easy. Start each day with a task completed. Develop meaningful relationships with people who will help you through your life. Show empathy and respect for everyone. Know that not everything in life is fair and that you will need to persevere through failure. But if you take some risk and push your limits, if you assume leadership in tough times, if you stand up to the bullies, encourage and lift up those not as fortunate as you, and above all else, never, ever give up, you will create a world for this generation, the next, and the generations that follow, which is far better than the world we live in today. You truly will make today, and every day that follows, a great day to be a Panther. Thank you very much, and congratulations, class of 2017. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce this year's class president of the class of 2017. Christopher Holguin, son of Mr. and Mrs. Thomas Holguin of Southbury. I ask Mr. and Mrs. Holguin to stand to be recognized. Class of 2017, your president.
Hello students, faculty, teachers, family, and friends. I would like to welcome you to this huge milestone of event, as it is a huge milestone for people here. I'm deeply privileged and honored to be speaking for you tonight, but as honored as I could be, I had a hard time figuring out what I was going to speak about tonight. So after hours and hours and multiple tries of making an essay, I had to take a little creative break, and I walked around my house and got the juices flowing, until I landed up in my family room where my dog was sitting on the couch, on the blanket like he should be, and he just gazed up into my eyes, and I said, you know what, that's what I'm gonna speak about. My dog, Obi. So I thought we could use his life as a lens to look through our 4 years of high school. Bear with me. So we picked Obi up on Obi Street, hence his name. It has nothing to do with Obi-Wan Kenobi, but you can think that if you want. And it was in the middle of Amish country, Pennsylvania, in a town surrounded by nothing. When we picked him up, he was tiny. He could fit in my sweatshirt sleeve, and he was crawling all around me, nibbling on my socks, my drawstrings, everything. It was the first time that he'd been away from his mother, so he was shaking. Obviously, that's what dogs do, and he was very nervous. And that's about it. So in a sense, his first year with us was like our first year in high school. You know, we all graduated from middle school, and we were all thrown into this huge new school where we had to learn all these new things, like whether we could want to do athletics or clubs or different events. We had all these new things to explore, and everything was in the bounds of us to find. After the first year Obi had entered our life, he entered the dreaded toddler stage, where those cute puppy bites turned into little obnoxious bad boy bites. He became comfortable with our house and living in it, and he had no problem claiming his territory. Sadly, Obi as a toddler accurately reflects our sophomore year. We all had 1 year of high school under our belts, and suddenly that made us all high school extraordinaires. We were experts at everything, but more importantly, we became comfortable with the new environment, and anything that we were teething on in freshman year helped us learn and adapt to the community that we all felt at home with. Now, Obi's a full-grown French bulldog, and he is smart enough to not only bite the toys he knows he's allowed to have, but the toys that we give him now and the toys he's had for a while. Obi's fully trained, thank God, and he can impress anyone with his dancing skills or his awkward human sounds that breach from his mouth sometimes. Junior year, we started to get things figured out. We were taking harder classes and getting that college candy GPA, participating in all the sports that we have participated since freshman year, and trying to really pack our resume so that we could impress the college of our dreams and hopefully a successful career in the future. Now, Obi isn't an old man yet, but let's pretend he's started to go gray, and he's got a couple cataracts maybe, he's limping, all that good stuff. But like always, he's got that heart of fire to keep him going, giving him limitless energy always to the end, with his strong personality keeping all the other dogs in line at the dog park. That's where we were this past year. As seniors, we had just the right amount of energy to keep us going on track with our grades, classes, athletics, and clubs, but also the perfect dash of laziness that could potentially keep us from walking at graduation, kind of like me. We were the old dogs, and we were the elders of the school. We've learned everything that we can from our high school experience, and we've learned from our biting, our jumping, our scratching, and barking. See, next year we don't become older dogs. We start by becoming puppies all over again, and we have to relearn and adapt again, and bite new things and jump into new experiences that we haven't seen yet. As a puppy, we have lived most of our lives within the close contact of our families, always with our mother or father right by our side, there for us if we are sick, scared, happy, or sad. It can be easy to feel alone next year, but the bright side is that you'll always be surrounded by others that feel the same way. So next year, as you venture into your puppy life again, remember, it's okay to bite. You have to be open to learn new things and experiences that you couldn't dream of today. Bite with intent, not malice. With curiosity, not fear. Bite to learn and bite to discover. Seek positivity in your life and it will find you. Thank you. Okay, so I've got a couple quick shout outs I have to do. First, my squad, my friends, so-called Nacho right now, them. Scarlett Broderick, love you, thank you. My mom and my parents, you guys are great. And the moment that we've all been waiting for, the senior scavenger hunt winners are Amanda Vagnini, Megan Burnson, and Caitlin Emke. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, Christopher. At this time, it is my pleasure to present to you Andrew Kebley, the salutatorian for the Pomperaugh class of 2017. He is the son of Mr. and Mrs. John Kebley of Southbury. I ask Mr. and Mrs. Kebley to stand and be recognized. I present to you your salutatorian.
Everyone receiving their diplomas today deserves to be very proud of all of the accomplishments we've made and the many things we've learned these past 4 years. I'd like to congratulate us all with a haiku. High school is ending. Great day to be a Panther. Just one last time. So maybe I haven't learned how to write a fantastic haiku. Obviously, I still have some things to work on. I wrote this speech the day before it was due, so I guess I haven't learned, after 4 years of submitting things to turn it in at 11:57 p.m., not to procrastinate. Regardless, I've learned many important lessons during my time at Pomperaugh. Interestingly, the best lessons have happened outside the classroom, whether on swim team, at work, or while learning how to drive. There are probably many salutatorians who have never failed a test. I have. My first license test. If there was one kid in this class who struggled to learn how to drive, it was me. Driving petrified me. After 16 years of putting my life in the hands of others, it was a shock to take on so much responsibility. My parents drive cars, my grandparents drive cars, my friends' parents drive cars, adults drive cars. It was then that I realized I was growing up too, officially. I was becoming an adult, and I should be no less capable of driving a 4,000-pound car than anyone else. This was a scary realization. It certainly didn't stop me from doing really bad parking jobs in the bowl every day, or running over raccoons at night, or getting flat tires from driving into curbs, or running red lights, which I did do on my first license test. First, I started driving, or trying to, and then I started working at Kumon. High school was ending way too fast, and I was becoming an adult. I felt the world changing whether I wanted it to or not. These changes scared me. After all, I am a Taurus, which means I have a hard time dealing with change. Actually, we all have a hard time dealing with change, even as a society. Changes in immigration patterns and demographics, changes in science and technology, changes in social norms make people uncomfortable. As a Taurus, I completely understand the sentiment. However, even if change is uncomfortable, it happens anyway. Trust me, I would be happy staying in high school forever. I love waking up at 6 a.m., and I love getting dinosaur stickers from Mr. McGee for spending 4 hours each night on my biology homework. But I can't stop time. Not only is change necessary, but it is productive. If people didn't embrace change on a personal level, no one would ever learn how to drive, no one would go off to college, and no one would ever work or get married. If people didn't embrace change on a societal level, we wouldn't have such a wonderfully diverse and prosperous country. We wouldn't have nice public co-ed schools to graduate from. We wouldn't have desegregated schools, and we wouldn't even have schools to begin with. Today, with such an uncertain world and a toxic political climate, it is especially important to embrace change. There was one week in May when I was very upset with all the changes that were happening around me. And so I made a list of all the things that I've always loved to do. Read books, swim, go hiking, look at horoscopes, play French horn, drink tea with Abby Dwight, etc. When things seem dark or difficult or different, it is important to remember that what we need to do is focus on the things that we love. There's no reason to be nervous about the rest of our lives. If you look on the bright side, then what's in store is just more haikus, more hiking, more lessons, and more fun. Any one of us can accomplish anything we want, as long as we are doing it for the right reasons. And fear is not a good reason. On that note, I'm going to leave you with 2 lines from one of my favorite poems, The Old Astronomer to His Pupil by Sarah Williams. Though my soul may set in darkness, it will rise in perfect light. I have loved the stars too fondly to be fearful of the night. And thank you to my parents and all of my friends, and also the valedictorian Henry Hu for helping me get through these 4 years in such a fun and exciting way. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. At this time, I would like to invite the Pomperaug seniors to please come to the front of the stage for their performance.
Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it, release your inhibitions.
I am unwritten, can't read my mind, I'm undefined.
I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hands, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it, release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Judge yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Ooh.
I break traditions, sometimes my tries are outside the lines.
We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way, oh. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it, release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Judge yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Ooh. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the ways that you cannot find, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it, release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin, no one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Judge yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten.
Thank you, PHS singers, for that wonderful rendition of Unwritten. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our Superintendent of Schools, Mrs. Regina Botsford.
Graduates, honored guests, families, and friends, we are here this evening to celebrate your accomplishments, class of 2017. Your families, your friends, your teachers, and I could not be more proud of you. As you sit here before us this evening, you have met all the requirements to be graduated from Pomperaug High School. You have learned about literature, history, geography, world languages, mathematics, and science. You have learned to research responsibly, to make clear and cogent logical arguments, and to design solutions to real-world problems. I hope you would say that you've learned to think, to question, and to communicate. And you have learned much more than academics. You have shared friendships with each other, and you've shared your challenges and triumphs with each other and with your teachers. You have learned how to play with and against each other, how to win and how to lose. And I hope, even for all of that, you have still learned much more. I hope you have learned to listen with the intent to understand, to wonder joyfully about the anomalies that you will find in life. I hope you've learned to reflect, to write, to keep a journal. I hope you have learned to support each other, to ask for help when you need it, and to persevere even when you cannot see the road ahead. I hope you found a connection to something bigger than yourself, to ideals, to values, to serving the greater good. I hope that over time, you will look back on your years that you spent here at Pomperaug High School and cherish them with an evolving perspective that only increasing maturity can bring. I hope you've learned to forgive. Forgive yourself and forgive others, for imperfection is the human condition. And it is in forgiving that we open the door to new understanding and deeper relationships. The faculty of Region 15 have been privileged to be your teachers, many of you, for the past 13 years. And you will have many more teachers in your life: professors, coaches, mentors, religious leaders, and I hope the rich diversity of people, perspectives, and life situations you have yet to encounter. Never forget, though, that your families were your first teachers. Your parents taught you to say your name, they taught you to trust, and they taught you to try. As you prepare now to move on to your future, whether that's in the world of work or college or in service to others, know that your families were your first teachers. Let them also be your forever teachers. As you craft your future in places that might be near or might be far away, stay grounded in your values. Though you may not always agree with your parents' advice, I promise you that you will be amazed to see how much smarter they get as you get older. Heed their advice, knowing the love and wisdom from which it comes. Share your thinking and your feelings with them and ask them about theirs. Over the many years ahead of you, your perspectives, your motivations, and your opinions will grow and change, as well they should. Through all of the change ahead of you, Let your families and your values be your constant, now, next year, and throughout your life. As you go forth, and we bid you a fond, very fond, and loving farewell, may you continue to grow in joy, in responsibility, and in courage, confidence, and caring. Congratulations.
At this time, it is my pleasure to present to you Henry Hu, the valedictorian for the Pomperaug High School, class of 2017. He is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jujan Hu of Southbury. I ask Mr. and Mrs. Hu, please stand to be recognized. I present to you your valedictorian.
Good evening, family, friends, teachers, administrators, marshals, natives of WestCon, and the Pomperaug High School class of 2017. Thank you all for coming. Class, I am honored to speak to you. The action of giving a valedictorian speech, valediction, comes from Latin valedicere, saying goodbye. So what's in a goodbye? Goodbye means I'm leaving you. Well, I'm not exactly leaving you particularly. We are all leaving Pomperaug together. A mass exodus. We're not going to rise at the same time for the announcements every morning. We're not going to cheer in the jungle like animals ever again. We're not going to be unified under the same grading rubrics anymore. But we'll still have near identical high school diplomas framed on our walls or tattooed onto our skin. We'll still have the same Pomperaug band shirts, prom tickets, and copies of the Phoenix News lying around somewhere in our apartments. We'll still have maybe a saved Google Slides presentation that we can look back on and smile as we remember dancing to Appalachian Spring, the Cowboy Charleston, and Kesha. We leave on good terms, with more connecting us than separating us. Good terms. Goodbye means wishing you well. So farewell, my friends. You're qualified for sure. We're lucky to have spent up to the last 4 years in this place, where the teachers and staff care so much about the students. We have taken advantage of our opportunities, trained our minds and hands throughout these years to be somewhat ready for the future. In other words, we have charged up on our luck. But still, whether you see it as the hand of God or the propagation of random quantum fluctuations, I wish you good luck to come. May you enjoy your struggle to fulfill your life plans, or else enjoy drifting through life like me. May you find new peers to spend your time with, and new mentors, who will never replace those you have found here, but who will latch onto the glazed prints they left. And may you have a life you can look back on with pride and happiness. Look back. Goodbye means remember. I remember freshman year, coming from saying hi to everyone in middle school to complaining that I didn't interact with enough people on a daily basis. Little did I know the people I saw daily would decrease by senior year to a little pool of 40 or so AP kids. I remember when I was a skinny little freshman swimmer and Captain Jimmy Davey took me under his wing. We did underwater kicking together, and he gave me a great high five when I got a best time in my backstroke, and now I'm a captain myself. I never would have seen it coming. Nobody saw it coming. I remember being rounded up in the first quarter this year to be told our class was heading towards an extraordinary amount of Fs. Well, look at us now. Academically, we're the highest achieving graduating class in the history of Pomperaug. It's weird. Sometimes you get to your endpoint and look back at your starting point, and you don't even see the resemblance anymore. Say you're looking up valedictorian on Wikipedia. This can bring you to a link to grade inflation, and that brings you to Boston University, and that brings you to Cambridge, and that brings you to MIT, and then Smoot, and then American Heritage Dictionary, and then corpus linguistics, and then social anxiety disorder. Actually, that's not too far off. But if Ralph Waldo Emerson taught us anything, it was not to be afraid to differ from our past selves or to laugh at what we used to do or think. To remember is to sit in the marinade of memory and be your current self in all its glory. You are now a memory for your future selves to marinate in. Make it spicy, make it flavorful, make it just how you think you'll want it in the future, and then someday you'll laugh at yourself. The future. Goodbye means au revoir, 再见, до свидания, until I see you again. Say you have 5 minutes left with someone and you can say anything you want, and you say goodbye. Why is that? Well, goodbye is a promise that the conversation isn't over. I don't want it to be over. And the world is not that big. What's it called? 6 degrees of freedom? 6 degrees of separation? In my online physics class, I was chatting with a student from Singapore, Jing Lo, and to my surprise, we were mutual friends with someone I had met in my Yale summer program a year earlier. Who knows, maybe it'll be in our sophomore year of college, or maybe on a retirement cruise, but this is not the end for most of us. Goodbye means saying thank you. Thank you to my parents. You have worked so hard to give me a safe home and the support I needed to get to where I am today. Thank you to Andrew. You're always so frank, incisive, and comfortable with yourself. And also, you would be valedictorian any other year, so thanks for being my best friend instead of hating me. Thank you to Coach Fran, Mr. Davey, Jason Anderson, and the rest of my coaches and teammates for taking me in and making swimming such a rewarding adventure. Thank you to Dr. Bosman for breathing beauty, culture, and appreciation into my life. Lastly, thank you to Bach for all the fugues. Goodbye means leaving on a high note, so I leave you with one of my favorite jokes. It is about geometry. What did Yoda say when he walked through the dark circle? I see can't.
Thank you, Henry. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our Director of School Counseling and Guidance, Ms. Stacy Zwick, for a presentation of graduation awards.
Good evening. It gives me great pleasure to be here to help celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2017. The 2017 Awards and Scholarship Ceremony was held at PHS on May 31st. Through the generosity of 60 local organizations and individuals, students in this class were awarded over $190,000 in scholarships. On behalf of the graduates and their families, I would like to thank all of you for your generous support. Tonight's Department and Outstanding Achievement Awards will honor those students whose hard work, dedication, and relentless pursuit of excellence has placed them at the very top in 13 departments. Will the following students please come to the stage? Henry Hugh. Henry has received the PHS Valedictorian Award, sponsored by the members of the Regional Board of Education. He has also received Highest Academic Achievement in English, Highest Academic Achievement in Mathematics, Highest Academic Achievement in Science, and Highest Academic Achievement in French. Andrew Kelbley. Andrew has received the PHS Salutatorian Award, sponsored by the Pomperaug Education Association. He has also received Highest Academic Achievement in Social Studies and Highest Academic Achievement in English. The rest of our recipients will be announced in alphabetical order. Jason Anderson, Highest Academic Achievement in Social Studies. Leo Cavadon, Business and Finance Department Award. Beatrice Fulci, highest academic achievement in Spanish. Tanish Koncharla, highest academic achievement in science. Rebecca Kennedy, Music Arion Award. Farwa Mahmood, Business and Finance Department Award. Stephanie Malidi, Art Department Award. Joseph Naylor, Technology Department Award. Blake Nixon, Family and Consumer Science Award. Cameron Obar, Physical Education Department Award. Nicole Owens, Physical Education Department Award. Connor O'Sullivan, highest academic achievement in mathematics. Jacob Rogotsky, Theater Arts Department Award. Michael Shockey, Technology Department Award. And Elizabeth Stiblow, Theater Arts Department Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the class of 2017 Department and Achievement Awards.
Thank you, Mrs. Wick. Our next item in the program, we would like to invite the senior members of the symphonic band to go over to the orchestra area. The symphonic band will be performing a presentation for you of America the Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, our symphonic band. Thank you, senior members, Mr. Tetzo, and members of the symphonic band for that wonderful rendition of America the Beautiful. Mrs. Botsford, Mrs. Perry, Mr. Cookson, members of the Board of Education, through the authority vested to me as principal, I have duly examined the academic records of the class and certify that they meet all requirements as set forth by the State Board of Education and are therefore eligible to receive a high school diploma. At this time, I ask Ms. Botsford, Ms. Perry, Mr. Cookson, and our class advisors, Mr. Brocksmith and Mrs. Iannone, to please come forward for the presentation of diplomas. Please welcome our first graduate, Ryan David Abrazura. Celine Roma Abassi. Edmund Agastra. Sarah Aruli. Nicholas Joseph Albano. Brianna Elizabeth Almeida. Jason Scott Anderson. Ashley Mary Antonazzo. Michael Aid Atala. Andrew Jordan Baggett. Ethan Francis Bain. Ratika Baja. Emma Rose Balancha. Megan Amber Bala. Kristen Nicole Baranowski. Taylor Alexandra Barlow. Gabriella Bates. Chase Randall Belden. Sarah Elizabeth Belden. Michael William Bellashamine. Sarah Elizabeth Belmont. Alyssa K. Bernabe. Megan Amanda Bernston. Helman Rigoberto Betancourt. Gavin Birdsall. John Peter Becker. Jacob Francisco da Silva Bosman. Jared Andre Botat. Nicholas Boychev. Hannah Baldwin Broderick. Scarlett Smith Broderick. Elijah Wyatt Brooks. Samantha Lee Buckley. Connor E. Burke. Kara Helen Burnham. Andrew Michael Burns. Robert Matthew Calderone. Travis Wyatt Canfield. Kaylee McCormick Canty. Anna Christina Carnes. Emma Jean Kavanaugh. Leo Cavadon. Lucas G. Cavadon. Brendan Michael Chirella. Samuel A. Sioka. Dakota Ray Cipriano. Leah Elizabeth Claflin. Fiona Ashlyn Comerford. Jonathan Mollet Consiglio. Jacob Peter Coviello. Dylan Hamill Coxon. Julia Lorette Crawford. Melissa Ann Crownshaw. Austin William Curra. Matthew Patrick Curtis. Evan Kellogg Siganowski. Abigail Elizabeth Davis. Nicholas Patrick Dearline. Jackson Donald Delaney. Colin Whitfield DeLeo. Sydney Elizabeth Dembski. Samantha Nicole De Palma. Julia Trask Desiato. Zachary Anthony De Benedito. Amber Alexis Dibner. Jacob Christopher DeMichael. John Roger Dinsdale. Jack William Dolan. Sophie Nicole Dumont. Ryan Patrick Dunphy. Abigail Mary Dwight. Sarah Rashad Shanobi. Cameron James Ellsworth. Drew Nicholas Englander. Tyler J. Englander. Brianna Grace Ercoli. Erlin Atemi. Audrey Nicole Farfan. Kylie Fenn. Joshua Anthony Fiedler. Marcio Andrade Figueredo Jr. John Dawson Famano. Catherine Ann Fisk. Mason Sloan Fitzpatrick. Margaret Ann Flaherty. Brian Michael Flood Jr. Beatrice Folke. Erica Rose Fontano. Elliot D. Lewis Frolinger. John Matthew Funk. Brianna Elizabeth Fusco. Scott Vincent Gaffney. Michaela Sophia Gaggis. Justin Matthew Gaulis. Leah Jane Gaynor. Deani Lee Gendrin. Cassandra J. Giacomazzo. Constantine Andrew Giatis. Carson Nicole Godfrey. Kyle Stephen Goudreau. Jenna Renee Golden. Camille Gloria Marie Goulet Santiago. Catherine Ann Grady. Jacob Leif Gran. Catherine Marie Grant. Laura Lennon Grasso Rosella. Tatiana Nicole Graziano. Logan Jacob Gregory. Dana Jeanette Daria Gridley. Ashley Ellen Golick. Amy Guo. Matthew David Haddad. Allison Mariah Hamilton. Jack Davis Hanson. George Hooray III. Kayla Alexis Harris. James Allen Hartman. Jake Lewis Harwell. Jessica Lee Hayworth. Alexis Brooke Helfer. Zachary Wendrow Helms. Sarah Elise Hill. Allison Wong. Logan Hayes Hoyvik. Christopher William Holging. Troy Anthony Hollowell Z. Jr. Eileen Marie Holmes. Tanner Marco Harelick. Keith Aaron Hornack. Michael James Huell. Besart Hoxa. Henry Hugh. Kyle Joseph Honahan. Alexandra Florence Fowler Kostaki. Cassidy Noel Jaishi. Thomas Brian Jensen. Rowan Jean. Sydney Elizabeth Johnson. Peter Zet Jorgensen. Michael Daniel Joseph Jr. Isha Chetan Joshi. Tanish C. Kancharla. Dylan Lawrence Keene. Alexander Ernst Kebley. Andrew Stephen Kelbley. Hannah Rose Kelly. Rebecca Beatrice Kennedy. Lois Elizabeth King. Lila Elizabeth Kiddick. Melanie Grace Kiddick. Matthew James Klein. Armand Klenja. Ryan George Claros. Kevin Andrew Knowles. Daniel Thomas Kobation. Victoria Ann Corzan. Alexandra Marie Koskolowski. Julia Charlotte Kazakowski. Robert Edward Keenley. Joseph Francis LaCava IV. Christian Michael LaCharity. Julian Matthew LaBelle. Samantha Noel Lee. Jamie Marisa Leo. Genevieve Amy Leonard. Jeffrey Palmer Leonard. Andrew William Lewis. Patricia Sue Liu. Kristen Nicole Lucy. Alyssa Taylor Lynch. Dylan James McDonald. Melissa Marie McDonald. Joshua Thomas Machin. Farwa Mahmood. Rebecca Emily Manzer. Anthony Marciano. Kevin Pereira Marks. Adam Michael Mastriani. Alexandra Jean Matthews. Sarah Rachel Maza. Haley Rose McClure. Lindsay Elizabeth McCormick. Christopher Lee McFarland. Joshua Michael McGettigan. Michael J. McGillicuddy. Courtney Logan McGregor. Jenna Rose McMinn. Daniel P. McNamara. Liliana Eleanor Moleskowicz. Jacob Austin Mendocino. Kyle Anthony Mashad. Gianna Marie Milano. Joshua Louis Milano. Stephanie Lynn Malidi. Andrew Russell Minchella. Robert John Myville. Marguerite B. Monaghan. Jose Alfredo Mondragon Velasquez. Casey Catherine Moore. Bryn Marie Morgado. Erin Summers Mulhall. Megan Una Moeller. Ryan Thomas Mulready. Michael Patrick Murgatroyd Jr. Liam Napolis Cruz. Joseph Windsor Naylor. Anderson Vaughn Neblett. Parker Allen Nelson. Heidi Nove. Blake George Nixon. Joseph Vincent Nowitzki. Cameron Charles Obar. Allie Victoria O'Keefe. Connor Mark O'Sullivan. Caitlin Rose Emke. Eric J. Augenbach. Nicole Sierra Ons. Chad Michael Olette. Matthew Michael Pengel. Dominic Fernando Panicia. Christopher George Papalo. Dominic Micro Pepero. Kaylee Barbara Parcell. Maxwell Griffin Paulson. Thomas Edward Pendergast. Calvin Christopher Penn. Gina Gloria Perella. Martin Anthony Parati. Rachel Jean Pesh. Nicholas Jackson Faneth. Cameron Michelle Phillips. Michael Thomas Pierce. Isabella Rose Parola. Emily Sage Policastro. Andy Poon. Bianca Lynn Posta. Christopher Ethan Potes. Jaden Akil Quisenberry. Kateri Quinn. Merrill David Rabinovsky. Pauline Romley. Jared Reed Ramsey. Colton Jacob Rivers. Jacob Michael Rogotsky. Isabella Rose Romano. Jack McKinnon Ruff. Rebecca K. Rushworth. Nicholas Joseph Salerno. Stephen Bryce Santiago Gamble. Samantha Micaela Santos. Thomas Matthew Setkowski. Jacqueline Scarpantonio. Michael Christopher Shockey. Michael Corbett Shank. Kristen Lee Schick. Madison Shaw. Kyle Justin Sheehan. Uzair Sheikh. Bernadette Grace Sherwood. Jeffrey Thomas Siegler. Kelly Aaron Silk. Laura Nicole Skinger. Ryan Joseph Spath. Paige McLaughlin Spiewak. Nicholas James Spinner. Jillian Michaela Steiber. Gwendolyn Eve Strickland. James Strofolino. Elizabeth Rose Stiblo. Joseph M. Sullivan III. Madeline Rose Sumple. Sierra Lynn Sutherland. Marco Quintano Talon. Justin Daniel Tang. Cassandra Susan Taylor. Tomas Antonio Teixeira. Abhijay Venkata Thamana. Kim Schroeder Feline. Benjamin Joseph Terrio. Jenna Irene Tollin. Sarah West Tomporowski. Megan Elizabeth Tooth. Justine Elizabeth Troiano. Mary Elizabeth Trudell. Benjamin N. Tunn. Elizabeth Ann Turner. Demetria Joy Zeppos. Amanda Vagnini. Alexandra C. Verbikis. Austin Wang. Damian Sean Weber. Jason E.J. Weller. Matthew R. Weidler. Hunter Faye Wilds. Haley Rihanna Williams. Laurel Bryn Williams. Sarah Nicole Williamson. Matthew Tyler Wisniewski. Dana Rose Whittick. Guinevere Rose Wolfson. Thomas Leon Wong. Matthew James Wynn. To present to you the class of 2017, please welcome your class advisors, Ms. Iannone and Mr. Doug Brocksmith.
It is a long-standing academic tradition that those who have been presented their diplomas may signify this achievement by moving their tassels from right to left. Would you please do that at this time?
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2017. At this time, please welcome back our symphonic band who will play our recessional, Sine Nome, Mr. Tetzo.
Stay at the front of the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for attending commencement this evening. The graduates will be receiving their diplomas just outside to the left, and you can meet your graduates there. Thank you again, drive home safely, and thank you for a wonderful year.